Hello everybody out there, this is Kris Nicholson. I'm a honky-tonk ragtime pianist. And right now in front of me I have this beautiful Yamaha P-515, one of the top of the line in the P series. Now before I play this beautiful 515 and before anybody speculates, I do not work for any companies, any keyboard companies, any music companies, except for the one that you see here, which is called Victor Pianos. I am a keyboard enthusiast that loves to collect keyboards and also just give my own review. Yamaha has not paid me for this digital piano, and also they have not even paid me for their advertisement. I'm not asking for any money from Yamaha, but I pay for the keyboards with my own money, and also what I do is that I love to give my review and also why did I choose this beautiful digital piano, keyboard, synthesizer, workstation, or anything. Now, a lot of people know that I made a video of the Yamaha P-125, which is basically a little bit of step down from the P-515. I love the P-125. I absolutely loved it. I bought it. I had the stand plus the pedals, and then after that I sold it because when I found out that I was going to get the P-515, I had no use for the P-125. But don't get me wrong, because I still love that digital piano. This right over here is the top of the line of the P series, and it has a lot of key feature. Why did I choose it? And I tell you this, why do I love it? So that's going to be even more what I'm going to be explaining. Now, this video has the captioning basically unplugged, which definitely I have the keyboard hooked up to the wall, which is electric, and also I have my sustain pedal hooked up to the keyboard. Well, the reason I said unplugged is because I don't have a sound system with me. I do not have an amplifier with me. So what you're going to hear is basically the internal speakers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate the sound of how it is, and then of course I'm going to alternate it for my liking. Before I turn on the keyboard, I wanted to show you, of course you have 88 keys, but the keys are not like a regular digital piano. As you press a key, one of the naturals, you can actually see wood. This is have an NWX action, which is the natural wood escapement. So Yamaha upgraded from the P-255 on the P-515, the action. On top of that, you also have basically synthetic ebony and ivory touch keys. So when you're touching the ebonies, they have a texture, just like a real ebony. And same thing with the ivories, which Yamaha uses their Ivorette systems. But nice smooth action, and before even turning on the keyboard, it's not even noisy. It's not even noisy at all. As I turn on the power button, the screen illuminates. You have a beautiful, beautiful screen, very detailed, has the Yamaha logo, and of course the first instrument is the CFX Concert Grand. Now, as you can see, also the buttons have a blue LED. Once I turn off the keyboard, it's a very soft turn off. No harsh turn off that will actually harm the instrument. Now, let's check out the front panel. So, as you can see right over here, you have the USB to device, the power button, the master volume, the demo and song, record, play and pause. You have the metronome, rhythm, which is basically the drums and the bass line, tempo, function, and right here, this is the beautiful LCD screen right underneath the Yamaha logo. Plus right over here you have your directions of which you want to go, right, left, up and down. You have your exit button, piano room, which I will explain a little bit later, and also you have your categories. These are not just sounds, but these are also categories. So once you press the same instrument multiple times, you get into another piano, another electric piano, or whatever category that you're in. Others, as you can see, refers to mostly kind of like the strings, guitars, the basses, and if you press function, and also you press others at the same time, you get the XG sound library, which is 480 XG sounds. You get the dual split, the sound boost EQ, the reverb, and on the bottom of it, you see it says panel lock. That's mostly for teaching. So if you just basically just want just a regular piano, turn it on, it locks the front panel. So your students can only focus on just piano. Also to mention, the P-115 has a 12-watt amplifier system, which includes a woofer and a tweeter, and also a bass booster. So that's on both sides of the piano. Now another thing, I'm showing the digital piano just as it is. The digital piano actually comes with the power supply, and it also comes with a sustain pedal, which is right here. And the sustain pedal is an FC4A, which looks like just like a piano pedal. What's optional, you can get this matching wood stand, which is a L515. It's an attractive wood stand that will actually match with it. And also, what I'm going to be showing probably next week is the wood stand with the pedals, the matching 3-pedal unit, and that's called the LP1B. You can also get it in white, which is the LP1W. Now, we're also going to talk about the back connections, which is actually the back panel of the P-115. So, as you can see, you have an auxiliary N jack, which is the mini jack. You have the auxiliary out, which is stereo left and right, 1/4 inch. You have the USB to host. You have the MIDI in, MIDI out, and over here, that's the auxiliary pedal. So, on this side over here, you also have the pedal unit. That's the triple pedal unit, which can be fitted with the Yamaha LP1B, which is the pedal unit. If you have the white version of this keyboard, it'll be the LP1W. And also you have the 16-volt power supply, which is actually included with the keyboard. Now on the P-125 video, of course I unboxed it, of course I bought it brand new. I did the same thing with this, but I'm so sorry that I did not do the unboxing video. What I could tell you about this piano is that it's not light. It's not as light as the P-125. The P-125 had a smaller body, it had lighter materials, and also a smaller action. This, with the NWX action, is a little bit heavier. You're gonna definitely need 2 hands to carry this piano. But I tell you this, for the weight of the piano and for the performance of this piano, it's like you're sitting at the real thing. Now here's the part that you all have been waiting for me to stop talking and for me to start playing, because I want to show you the full potential of the P-515, unplugged, with no sound system, just coming out of the speakers itself. Here we go. Enjoy the rest of the video. hundreds of sounds on here. Basically, you have the panel sounds right up here, and they're in many different categories. So there's 40 different sounds on here. Plus, there's 480 XG voices on here. You can actually see those in other videos. I'm just gonna get to some of my favorite ones. This over here, this is the electric pianos. I just demonstrated the piano, so now here's the electric pianos. Here is a stage EP, just like a Fender Rhodes. You can hear the harmonics of it, which is really good. The dynamics. So if you want to switch modes over here, you got the Yamaha DX7, which is the iconic, which is Yamaha first started that sound. Every other keyboard company tried to copy it. Even in the 80s, they tried to copy it. And Yamaha just always kept that traditional sound, which is really cool. With that nice biting DX sound. You also have the Wurlitzer. I just sold a Wurlitzer 200A. But I sold it for like around $3,000, which is good. I got it for 40 bucks at a thrift store, and I don't miss it at all because it's built into it right over here. Such a great sound. This one's called a soft EP. Basically, you get the panning left and right from the speaker. I wish I had it. As I said, this is an unplugged video, so I'm not hooked up to a sound system at all, but you get that, I'm just playing it soft because it's... phaser. So if I was playing that same lick again, great effects on here. I don't know exactly how many effects on here because I haven't gotten too deep into this keyboard. I know that you could set your own EQ, you could set your own boost. This is not even on boost mode, everybody. What you're hearing is just the speakers alone, not hooked up to anything. Unplugged, as I said. Bright DX. So that's a lot of electric pianos. Tremolo. Ooh, yeah. Wurlitzer only had a certain amount of keys, so it didn't go all the way to 88, but you know, you can only imagine. I just sold 2 of them, you know. I regret it, but I love this. Kind of brings back the memory. Well, I gotta hand it to Yamaha because I know they don't make harpsichords, but I have to hand it to Yamaha for the samples of the harpsichord that they made right here. Sound of the harpsichord. You get the quills going right back to its place. Beautiful sound. Here's 8. This is with the 8 and 4 together. Very nice. Very nice. One of my favorite sounds that I like on here is like the jazz vibraphone. Beautiful sound it has. I mean, just that, a great sound. sampled a new set of strings. Probably, I hope it came from the same family of the Genos. A lot of the sounds I'm hearing, I own a Yamaha Genos, and a lot of the same sounds I'm hearing came from the Genos. So here's the strings. Not the Kino strings. It's not the Kino strings, but it's a very, very newly sampled string section, even when it's slow. So, now, say for instance, of course, the most popular the most popular voices is going to be string and piano together. So if I pick my piano, which I want is I want the Buzendorfer because it's a little bit more soft, and also I want the strings, so I press split and I get the strings right there. One thing that I really love about this keyboard is, number one, is that they consider this as the portable CLP Clavinova. I forgot what model that they compared it to. They said it's almost exactly alike. The action is the same, and most of the sounds are the same as that CLP Clavinova. My very first Clavinova keyboard, or Clavinova digital piano, I'm sorry, is a CVP-75. And a CVP-75 had a technology called AWM high resolution. And one of the sounds that it has on here, which is really cool, I'm so glad that they kept it, was the choir. So I popped in a little disc, one of those 3.5 diskettes, and it had the Sound of Music. And that sound, but with the full orchestra. By the way, if you you can actually copy those diskettes and put it straight into this using your jump drive, and I will actually demonstrate that later on in this video. But yeah, exactly has the exact same choir sound. It also has another one called a slow choir. Beautiful. So with a lot of the sounds on here, here's a dark pad. You have a lot of good sounds on here. Bell pad. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite sounds. They have a whole new sound library on here, actually, that they added. It's not on the P-255, but it is on a P-515, which is the XG sound library. And this is the full XG, not the XG Lite sound library. So if I press Function and Others, I have a whole different category on here. And let me show you here. Is that I can go down and say, for instance, if I wanted drums, I have a whole drum category right here. So here, this is called Real Brush Set, which is basically on the Yamaha Genos. So I hope it's not too loud for the speakers right there. If I do play, like I said, I have to turn it down. Beautiful sounds it has. So if you have a lot of stuff, just like I have a lot of stuff on the PSR keyboards and the Genos, I can actually upload it in here and the XG will read it. The Pop Latin, some of the keys play and some of them don't sound. But that's the Pop Latin. You have other drums in here, like say for instance, this is your breakbeat one. No crash there, but right there. I still have to get used to the drum kits right here. Power kit. This is a power kit that was featured basically on the Yamaha Yamaha Tyros. It's really cool. And you have, I'm going to show you one more drum kit on here, which I like. Let's see if I can find it on here. And it is the real drums. So the real drums. Nice, right? Really nice. Now, if you don't, of course, you don't want to make your own drum kits and stuff like that, I got the piano, so let me load up the CFX, which is really cool. And it has a bass line right there that I can actually turn up the bass line if I want. But when I'm working with this with my computer, I don't have to take my expensive Genos, which is actually around $5,000 or $6,000 with me. To be exact, it was like $5,600. But I don't have to take that with me back and forth because I'm afraid I'm going to drop it or break it, and that's my Genos, you know. So this right over here is a lot less expensive too, has the XG library, and I like to actually perform and do some creative with my work if I'm here at the store, here at home, or if I'm basically, I'm gonna say over at home, or I'm basically just out of the town. The XG library could come with me. It doesn't have to be this particular keyboard, but it could be anything that has XG on it. A lot of people ask me, why do I always use a Yamaha keyboard? I also like different other keyboard companies like Casio. I love Williams. I love Techniques. I still love Techniques to this very day. Kawai and everything. I use all different kind of keyboards, Korg, Roland. But I always do my composing on a Yamaha because it's a lot easier, especially with the XG format and the XG format sounds. Plus when I edit sounds, it's a lot easier to work with than a lot of the other companies. But don't get me wrong, because I still love the other companies. So I have the Yamaha hooked up to the smart piano app right over here, and it shows a picture right over here of the CFX Concert Grand. And I tell you this, I have a 9-foot Baldwin at home, and I love it dearly. It's an older one. But it's a 9-footer, and this right over here, this is a 9-foot CFX Concert Grand. So not only that, I can play it, but I alternated the sound. So the 9-foot CFX Concert Grand that you heard earlier was the original out-the-box 9-foot CFX concert brand that is on here. What I did with the app, I alternated it and made it a lot brighter, so beautiful sound. And so I did that. You could alternate it on the fly. So that's with halfway. Right, close lid. It sounds just like it. I mean, we have this whole room is filled with pianos, and I can tell you this: I have a lot of pianos that come similar. That comes similar to this, and this is a digital. This is a digital piano, and it sounds. That's with the lid closed, so if I put up the lid again, beautiful, 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 beautiful sound. So if I swipe it, then I get the Buzendorfer. I get the Buzendorfer Imperial. And it actually says Buzendorfer right here, and it looks just like a Buzendorfer. A lot of people will like, why does Yamaha have Buzendorfer? The reason of that is because Yamaha owns Buzendorfer. They bought Buzendorfer. Plus they bought a lot of other companies that when I went to NAMM, I didn't realize they had. I was like, wow, wait a second, what is that doing here? And they said Yamaha owns it. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And so it's a much brighter Buzendorfer. Now, I did play on many Buzendorfer Imperials. When I was at NAMM, I almost got the chance to play on a Yamaha CFX, but I had to make an appointment and I was unable to. But I played on the CF4, which was beautiful, and many other, by the way, I'm going to NAMM again, many other pianos that they had over there. So you got that, you have many different other pianos here, right over here. That is a Yamaha C7, everybody, and that's Studio Grand. So, can't get any better than that. Also in piano room, you got the upright piano right here, which is the honky tonk, which I actually demonstrate. Also, you can control everything on here. So if I go back to the CFX, oh, by the way, this is a different environment. So let's go back to the CFX, and I can change the environment. I'm very bad at doing that. I don't know how I did it, honestly, how I changed the environment, but I'm still learning it, everybody. But you could change basically if you want it in a recital hall, if you want it in a concert hall. Oh, right up here. I'm sorry. There you go, right up here. That's concert hall, and it shows in the background. This over here, this is the chamber hall right there. So if I wanted back the concert hall, I get more of an ambience. By the way, this is at boost 3. So before it was not even on a boost, but this is at boost 3, which is very good. Beautiful sound. I could play at it and pretend I'm actually playing. No, I don't have to pretend. I'm actually playing a Yamaha CFX, which is really cool. Now, I zoomed into the iPad a little bit because I wanted to show you how I basically edit a piano patch, or how I select another piano patch just by using the iPad. You can control all the parameters of the keyboard just using the iPad, or you can just do it right through the keyboard alone. It has its own piano room. So I'm in the piano room, and I go right over here to like the piano settings over here, piano room settings. And of course I adjusted the lid while I showed you earlier, but you can adjust the brightness of the piano, and it shows basically the hammers. So I like my piano real bright, but if I want it real mellow, then I can have it brighter. Over here I could adjust the touch curve. I already have it as soft, so I'm going to leave it there. The environment, which I showed you. Take off no reverb. So you just hear in the surrounding of the room, or if I want a lot of reverb. And so I'm going to leave it at like more like there. The master tuning, say for instance if you're accompanying an organ like at a church and the tuning of the organ is a little off. So the A440, you have it as regular, or better yet, if you wanted to reset it a little bit, say that's going to be A440. You can go high or low, which is really good. Now the VMR is a virtual resonance modeling, and what it does is basically it's like the full body of the piano, which is so you have that on, or you can have that off, and damper resonance. Dampers, of course, of the piano, they stop the piano. So they stop the string from resonating and everything like that. So when I press, like if I take off the reverb, let's see if I can't do it on here, but I can do it on here. Let's do that. So the environment, take off the reverb, and then go to damper resonance. So say for instance, that's not with me touching the damper pedal. If I touch the damper pedal, and I can higher that a little bit so you can hear it a lot better. Just like the real thing. String resonance resonates, I'm sorry. If I were to press these keys down and just hold them down, once I let go, you actually hear it. Same thing with the aliquot. Aliquots are different. Aliquots are basically right by the, this over here is called a duplex scaling. And so, body resonance, that is with the soundboard. You can control your soundboard area. Key off sampling. That grand piano right across there has that best key off sampling. Key off sampling is, say for instance, if I have it off, it's just regular. So if I have it on all the way, now, when I have the triple pedal unit, I can actually demonstrate this. This is right over here. That's a half damper. So, like with my pedal, if I press it just a little bit, just a tiny bit, it will have the actual half damper on here. And this right here, this is really cool. You could tune each additional note on the piano. So the C scale, I'm going to tune it C a little bit down. Let's tune the E a little bit up. The D a little bit down. And this is each additional note. So you can freak some people out saying, my piano's out of tune. But you can tune each, and if you want to reset it, just reset it just like that. That's it. It's just that easy. You could compare it. You could save your own volumes, and you can also save the volume of the. You could tune it and the volume of the notes. So if one note's a little bit louder and everything, I think this is a perfect tool to sabotage somebody. Now the app is still in communication with the piano. So what I wanted to show you how to do is go into the other instruments. What you do is you go right over here, and of course over here you have categories, which is piano room, voice, and song. So when I go into voice, it gives me the piano, of course. But now what I want to do is I want to touch the piano, and these are the other categories right over here. So you got piano, electric piano, which is everything that's laid out right over here in category form. And the others, you have others and you have XG. So I'm going to go into the XG library, and in the XG library for pianos, you have tons and tons of other pianos that you have on here. Plus you have chromatic percussion, lots of them. So say for instance if you want church bells. For the organs, say for instance if you wanted like 16.2 right here. You have everything from guitar, strings, so if I want a flute, very good. All the instruments, I think they put their best of their best into this. I know it's not fully Geno's quality, so say for instance the sitar. And everything from your drums, you got sound effects over here, so your sound effects if you wanted your thunder, your bubbles. And I noticed they had, like this is a shower. They had the sound library since the PSR 630 and the PSR 8000. They had this sound library for a very long time. And of course I showed you the drums and everything like that. So here's your dance kit. So you could pick your instruments on here, whatever instruments that you want. Now also it shows you right over here basically how the instrument is. I think that's pretty cool. It gives like a very good graphic picture of your instrument, the way how you want it to be. So say for instance if you want it to be like symphony and I press done, there you go. So, this hooked up to a computer, you can actually compose whatever songs you like. Also, you have a 16-track sequencer, which I haven't fully figured it out yet on here. But when I do, I'll make a separate video about that, which is really cool. Okay, so now I typed into the song section over here, and you have your demo songs, you have like your music library, and you have your user songs, which you could put your own songs, or you could upload songs straight into the application, which I actually did. So right now I have the 50 songs classical library on here, and so I have the Turkish March, and I want to play it. music at all, but it's really cool. If I go back into the songs, over here where it says demo songs, and this is where it comes in handy because I use my iPad, and if I'm working in the back and if I'm working on a composition, sometimes I like to be a little bit distracted. So I use the Bluetooth on here, or I use it directly straight in. By the way, whatever apps that you use onto the iPad, you could do with the, onto the piano, which is really cool. So this is another reason why I bought it. So if I press Red River Valley, let's hear how that sounds like.
From this valley they say you are going, we will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile.
Nice.
For they say you are taking the sunshine that has brightened our pathways a while.
By the way, I don't own the rights to these music. This is actually a demo for it says Yamaha Cooperation. So just to make sure I don't own the rights to these music, please do not mute them because I'm just demonstrating them. I'm talking to YouTube. Also, you have Music Library right here, and with the Music Library, I guess you could download your own songs, and you have the user songs right here. So user songs. So say for instance, if I wanted 12 Street Rag, so I push 12 and Street. And here is Sue Keller, 12 Street Rag, which is really cool. It's uploading. Oh, let me press done. There we go, because I got it right here. And then all I have to do is just press. Turn it down, I can turn it up. Same thing with the layers and splits on here, which is really good. Let me stop it. Only thing I like about it is that you have to stop it through the app. You can't stop it through the keyboard because it's in communication with the keyboard. You got your metronome, which is right here. You can tap it, you could use it with the bell, which is really cool. I don't use the metronome, but it's really neat. And it does a lot of stuff. You can record your own stuff and then save it onto the application, which is really, really neat. I just wanted to show you guys that. The main reason why I use the keyboard, let me just exit out of here and put this back in regular mode. But I'll show you the real reason why I also use the keyboard, but I don't have to use it with this one. I use it with my other, like my least expensive PSRs, my PSR EW300 or EW410. I usually, the most expensive keyboards like this, and my Genos, I don't use my apps. But just to show you, if I'm on a long, oops, sorry, that's the wrong app anyway. If I'm on a long trip and I wanted to go use one of my EW series keyboards, which I could just put underneath my arm, what I do is I go to the functions, and then with the functions I go all the way to systems, all the way to MIDI, take off the MIDI, and I shut off the local. And what it is that it's a mute keyboard right now. So I shut off the local, and if I wanted, say for instance, if I wanted a piano sound, so I use the Ravenscroft piano sound right here. And I have my own settings. So Ravenscroft. So that's what I'm talking about with the app. Like say for instance with the applications on here. Now that is not coming from the Yamaha. That's coming from the iPad, but it's coming from the speakers from the Yamaha. So I got the Ravy 1, I got the Ravy 2. want piano, or if you want synthesizer, like say for instance, I use the Korg M1. I just sold my Korg T2. I'm not going to miss it because I have this right now. And so say for instance, if I wanted that from the T series, I wanted that nice, let's see, let's get that air glide sound, which is... And the famous M1 drums. By the way, you can control whatever EQ that you have. So I can have the piano sounds off of this and I can have the Korg sounds off of that, controlling two synthesizers at the same time, just by using one keyboard, which I think is really cool. So that's another reason why I bought this piano. A lot of my other digital pianos, like the Williams, have it. I love the Williams because you could just actually put it underneath your arm and just walk out, which is really cool. Not saying you should do that, but I mean, if you own it, definitely. So here is like the M1 preset right here. The So I don't miss my M1 keyboard with the or the T2 keyboard. Show you one more sound on here that I really love, which is the toy piano. Which is really cool. So, plus you could use GarageBand, you could sequence, you could do a whole bunch of stuff. You could use Cubase on here, and that's basically it using the iPad, everybody. By the way, it doesn't have to be an iPad Pro, it can be any iPad, but it has to be compatible with the right software that they're using it for. Remember I told you about my old Clavinova, the Yamaha P-515? I just remembered I have some of the files that I saved on there from the Disc Orchestra collection. By the way, these music is copyrighted by Yamaha. I don't own the rights to them, but I just wanted to show you. So I saved it into my little jump drive that one of my fans actually gave me. And so let me just take this off, put this right over here so I can save the top of it. And I can stick this jump drive actually in, just like that. It reads audio files, which is like, I think it's MP3 files on here. And also it reads MIDI files, which is really cool. So to get to it, I just press the demo button. Don't actually have to play the demo, but I go down until I hit USB, and then user files, and then it shows me basically what is MIDI and what is audio on here. So this is really cool because I don't have to take another keyboard with me just for tracks, you know, which is really nice. I can just use this as a piano. I can use it as an audio file and save all the polyphony that is not coming from the 16-track sequencer. But with the XG voices that are on here, it recreates the voices of this Disc Orchestra collection, the old vintage diskette that you have on that Clavinova. So the Sound of Music that I was talking about, and I think that's the way you can mute that track, which is really cool. Disc Orchestra collection using the XG library. Because what happened was that basically after Yamaha went into XG mode, they kind of converted a lot of stuff from the Disc Orchestra collection into their XG sound library, which is really cool. Also, I want to show you one of my favorite ones. Another one from Sound of Music is this one right over here. can transpose on it. Yeah, I can transpose on it, which is really neat. You know, it's weird. Every time I hear that song, it's like my early dating songs when people tell me I was too young to date. But that's exactly what it is right there. Cool, you could transpose the songs, and I found out that if I exit out of here, I can edit the volume, the time signature, the BPMs on here. This is really, really interesting, really, really cool. So that's basically it with that. One more song I would like to show you, which was my favorite, was Brazil, and just a little snippet. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Nice, right? My old Yamaha P-515 days, and this is a little this is like a portable clavinova. I did order the stand, and I have the 3-pedal unit at home because I took it from the P-125. I don't miss the P-125 at all, but I still love it. And also I have the music desk, which I forgot to mention early in the videos. But I tell you this, if you want a serious piano, to actually get this thing is top notch. It's top of the line. Hey everybody out there, this is an update because I just got this in right over here. I got this in today. It's been like 3 days already. After doing this video, I decided I wanted the matching stand for it. I already have the matching pedals. This right over here, this is the LP1B. You can also get a white version if you have the white version of this keyboard, which is the LP1W. And of course, you know, B means black and W means white. But this right here, the reason I didn't do an unboxing video on this is because one thing about it is that this was from my, the previous keyboard which I had was the Yamaha P-125B. And I sold that keyboard and got the P-515, and so, but I'm going to show you how I hooked this up to the new stand. What I was using before, and what came with it, was this foot controller, and this foot controller is really, really cool. So this is not going to go to waste because I have another keyboard that I can use that for many other Yamaha keyboards. This right over here, this is the FC4A foot controller, and it has basically the same weight as the LP1B. This right over here, I have the same seat at home, so this is the stores. But what we're gonna do today is we're gonna unbox the L515B. As I said, B's for black. Okay everybody, the part that I have been waiting for, I know you guys have too. I'm gonna open up the box for the P515, and here we go. So what I need is my trusty little box cutter right over here, which I got yesterday. My other one failed on me, but this is what I got right here. Oh, by the way, the tools are made by Stanley. So, and also a Phillips screwdriver right here. All right, so let's do it. Okay, one thing about Yamaha products is that they are very, very self-explanatory. This, actually, I don't have to read the handbook because I put one of these together before, which was on the P-125. These two are the side panels. So you got, this one over here is actually the left one, and this one over here is the right one. That right over here is the back panel. And the back panel supports the LP1 pedal unit. Over here, these are all the matching screws right over here. So you have the matching screws that hook up to everything right over here, which is actually 6 here, and you have 4 that goes into the piano. So this is easy. All the screws are the same length, so you cannot mess this up at all. And also from the LP1, you have the long screws. Now you have an option if you want the LP1 in front or if you want it in the back. As is shown on most Yamaha demos on here, basically, is that the LP1 pedal is usually on the back of the bar. Now, to tell what side to actually do it on, make sure that the black part is facing up, or else you'll get this. So if it's facing up, it could be on the back of the piano, or it could be in front of the piano. Almost kind of like a real grand piano lyre. Now the LP1, once it's hooked up, you have actually a little serial jack right over here. This is a, I forgot what they call these jacks, but you get a lot of features with these pedals, just for 3 pedals. I'm about to order another one of these units just to put on a portable stand, so just in case if I cannot take this stand out, I can take a portable stand and it'll be mounted onto that and custom mounted onto it, and it'll be really cool. So I'll show you that in another video. Okay, so all you need to put this together is your Phillips screwdriver. As I said, this is a Stanley, so I don't know what kind of Phillips screwdriver you have, but get the best one that actually fits the screws, and there you go. So let's put it together. I do not need the handbook. All I need is all the screws right here next to me. So before we put it together, let me give you a little tip about the screws, all right? You want to make sure all the screws are there. So 6 goes on this side. I'm sorry, 3 goes on that side. 3 goes on this side. You have 4 for the piano. And you have 2 extra. Actually, no. You got 3, not 4 for the piano. You got 3 on each side for the piano. So 6 goes into the piano, 3 goes into both parts of the sides of the stand. Okay, so let's do this. You ready? So I'm not going to bore you of me just doing it. Let's fast forward right now. Now, as I said before, that the pedal unit can actually be in the front. That's if you flip this over onto the other side, or it could be in the back, just like how you see it here. But most important of all is make sure that, as you can see, the matching part of the stand is on top. You don't want to get the wood grain on top because it would not look good, you know, unless if you like it like that. But the reason that I have this in the back is because just like on a regular clavinova, that's what they do. They have it on the back. This is actually considered as the portable clavinova, and now I know the reason why. Here's a good idea. This blank part right over here, you could have it bare, or what you could do is I could stick Velcro on different parts of the side, which I could show you later. I might not do it, but I might. I could show you later. And you can stick your iPad on the bottom instead of on the top of the keyboard. Or you could stick like different other stuff that you might need. You know, one for your cell phone on the bottom, so if somebody calls, you can actually take a little glance and look, but not touch. And your USB cables could be in like a little pocket area for with your Velcro. So that's really cool. Velcro you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot for like $2. Okay, so now it's time to put on the keyboard. So I'm going to do this. I'm not going to fast forward because I'm going to do this very, very slowly. And here we go. The keyboard is very, very heavy, so just in case if you cannot lift it, you might want to get somebody else to help you lift it. It's best to always take off the music desk and put it aside. After taking off the music desk, I do not lift it up from the sides. I lift it up from the back and the front, and then lift it up. Slowly put it onto the stand so you don't scratch it. Very slowly. Just like that. Make sure that the sides meet up with each other. That looks good, right? So let's put the music stand back on. Okay, fast forward, put on the screws. Okay, so now you need to hook up your two most important connections. Number one is your power source. And you see it has its own dedicated area for the power source. It's sunken in, which is very beautiful. The second one is the LP1 triple pedals. And it shows you, I wish I could show you a close-up on a camera, but it has a series of basically two on each side, and also two on the bottom and one on top. And there's like a rectangular shape that's inside of it. And it's the same thing right here, so you slowly put it in. You know, it's best not to force it in, just slowly put it in. What I do is I hold the front of the keyboard and push it in, and there I go. So now I'm ready to play. Now to try it out. Awesome. You know, it's honestly, it's like sitting at a Clavinova. It's like sitting at a Clavinova. I absolutely love the stand with the matching sides over here, which is really good. You know, I've seen this piano. Actually, my friend Avner had this piano before I did. This was actually his. And, you know, he gave me a good price on it, so I bought it. But before that, I also went to NAMM, which was 2019, which is last year. And from NAMM, I actually wanted this piano. And so, but even though I bought the P-125, I actually told the rep that I'd rather go for the top. And I know the reason why, because this thing is just fantastic. I see, you know, as I said, I don't work for Yamaha, I don't work for any companies, but I see that on the side here, they kind of compete with a little bit of Decibel, which is really cool, and also with the screen, they kind of compete with Decibels and Nords, which is really good. But such excellence in the craftsmanship that comes into this. The matching bench over here, we order that. You can get this from us, basically, whatever color that you want, even if you want white, black, or mahogany. We have all different colors of this bench and many other benches here at Victor Pianos, and you can call us at 305-751-7502. So, let me show you some of the upgrades on this, which is really cool. Number one, you got a sustain pedal, of course you know that. But you got half damper. So more as I press it. It sustains. And you also have a sostenuto, and you can change it. You can actually change all three pedals to whatever you want. So that's a sostenuto. It sounds like a sustain, but and those are the only notes sustaining right here. And you have a una quarter. Una quarter is basically that the grand piano, it shifts the whole action slightly, not too much, but slightly to the left. Some pianos do it to the right, but to the left, and it gives you a different sound on here. Let me turn it up just a little bit. And so if I were to play, I'm gonna use a sustain and an una quarter. plays, usually on a piano, on a grand piano, it plays like a certain part of the hammer. So it softens it just a little bit, which is really cool. So you have that, and also the other pedal that you can use that, if you get a foot switch or if you use the same pedal that it comes with, you can use that as a stop-start, or even to change the instruments if you wanted to, which is really cool. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and do me a favor, click like, subscribe, follow me on everything. If you're not on YouTube, please go on Facebook, or if you're on YouTube, please go on Facebook, sorry. And you can join me as a friend by watching my videos. If you cannot get in, please join my Facebook fan page, and then you can actually get in. You can leave me a message and I can talk to you there, which I talk to everybody. Or if you're on Facebook, do me a favor, go to my YouTube and please subscribe to my videos. Please click like, the notification bells, and you will be notified with any new video that I do. Thank you so much. If you're interested in buying this keyboard, basically you can get it from Sweetwater. That's where I got this from. And I'm trying to see if we can become a dealer for Yamaha here, which is going to be really cool at here Victor Pianos. If you want any of our pianos here, please call 305-751-7502. Thank you so much, everybody. Lots of love to you. Bye-bye. That's the new P-515 right here, everybody.
It's heavy hollow. Got the natural wood.
Yeah, my friend actually has one of these.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I love it. I have the Genos.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
I went for the
man.
top.
Oh
I
yeah,
went for the top.
man.
I got the Genos.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. Oh god, yeah.
And everything. This is unbelievable. What's your name, Ellis?
Ellis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That's you went for the top. You went for the good thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This one actually has the getting out of here for a moment. Piano room. So this one actually, I'm just.
Oh, the upright piano. Wow.
Yeah, so I just got to hook up to the app, but it's got the wood. It's got the wood.
Yeah, show the
natural wood. It's got the natural wood.
That's a natural wood, everybody. That's actually really natural wood.
Yeah, same thing that comes out with our Clavinova series.
Yeah.
So this is the only one in this range that actually has the natural wood.
Wow.
So this is a huge step up from our P-125, which is behind.
That's a P-125 right there. Nah, I'd rather go for the top.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, like I said, great feel, great sound. It has the CFX brand in there, which is a step up, and also has the Bosendorfer.
Oh wow. I guess I was hearing they called it the portable Clavinova.
Well, you could say that, but I guess that would, you could say that, but
like a portable CLP.
Oh yeah, I mean you could say that. I mean, because actually, this doesn't. The stands is optional.
Oh wow, look at the stand, everybody.
So, this is optional. So this actually, when you get it, it actually doesn't come with the stand.
Nice.
So that's an optional thing. So I mean, if you want to play with it, if you want to get with it,
yeah.
But it comes with such nice. It's so nice and sleek.
Can you hold the camera for me? Let me try it out.
Sure.
It has a great tone to it. Thank you. Yes, everybody, that is the P-515. Avner, if you're watching, I know you have this at home, but it sounds better here.
Hey, so I'm gonna just come over and play like this.